Hello and good morning, everyone. I hope you have a good start to your day with today's class. Today, we're going to be working on opening up our hamstrings a little bit more, our hamstrings and our glutes and our calves. So there'll be a lot of seated poses. In case you do have tight hamstrings, I would suggest keep a small cushion next to you or a folded towel, something that you can sit on. So if you're sitting on the floor, and you feel like your spine tends to round backwards, you can keep a cushion next to you so that you can sit on the cushion for most of the seated poses, and that will keep you slightly elevated and reduce the pressure on your lower back and on your knees. All right, so to begin today, we're going to start lying down actually. So you can lie back down on your mat. And we're going to do our breath work here. So you can have your feet butt hip distance apart. You can fold the knees in one towards each other. And then you're just going to place your hands onto your belly. And we're just taking a few deep breaths to bring our awareness to our alignment, to any tension that we're holding anywhere. And as you take deep breaths, allow the tension to release from your neck, your shoulders. Again, as you breathe, releasing any tension along the spine, any tension along the hips, the knees, the ankles. Just nice, slow, deep breaths. And we're slowly going to shift that breathing into the belly. So as you inhale, you allow the belly to expand. And then as you exhale, squeeze all the abdominal muscles in towards the floor, towards the back. Again, inhale, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 2, 3, 4. Only through the belly. Inhale, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 2, 3, 4. Inhale, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 2, 3, 4. Inhale, 2, 3, 4. And as you exhale, this time we're shifting the breathing into the belly and the chest. So as you inhale, allow the belly and the chest to expand. And then as you exhale, the chest just relaxes, but the abdominal muscles actively squeeze into the center. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale. Nice deep breath. And exhale. 2 more breaths through the belly and the chest. Inhale. And exhale. One more deep breath in. And this time, as you exhale, we're shifting the breathing into the upper chest. So as you inhale, you want to allow your rib cage to expand. And exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. And exhale. 2 more. Deep breath in. And exhale. Last one, inhale. And maintaining that breathing pattern, taking nice deep breaths in, you're going to bring your knees into your chest, hug them in, gently roll from side to side, pressing the lower back into the floor. From there, we're going to hold onto the knees. You're going to inhale, open the knees nice and wide, nice big circles, pressing the lower back into the floor. 2. 3. 4, and reversing the other way, going for 4, 3, 2, and 1. You're going to place the left leg down. You're going to have the right foot up. If you can, you grab hold of the edge of the foot. If not, you can just hold on to the calf. And we're going to try and straighten the leg wherever you can. So even if that's here, that's fine. So you can also have your hands just behind the hamstring or holding the side of the thigh. To extend and exhale, bend it in, pulling the knee into your chest. The inhale to extend, exhale to bend. And it's perfectly fine if you can't straighten your knee close to you. It's fine to take it away from you. As you inhale, exhale, bend it in. Inhale, extend. We're just trying to see how our hamstrings feel. We're just observing how the muscles feel when you extend and bend the leg. You're going to hug the knee into the chest. You're going to straighten the left leg, placing the right knee down. We're going to inhale. As you exhale, I'm going to drop the right knee to the side. And I want to make sure that the hip bones are not tilting. Yeah, so you don't want the other hip to come off the floor. So you can keep your hands on your hip bones, engage the core to keep your body nice and stable. And we're going to drop the right leg down for 10 and up. 9 and up. 8. Make sure the hips are not moving. Make sure the leg is not moving. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And then you're going to inhale, bring it in, exhale over spinal twist. Bringing it into center with a nice deep breath. Right ankle goes over the left thigh. Both hands go through, hug in the left shin. Nice deep breath. And gently release. You're going to bring the left leg in, make sure the right leg stays bent. Again, your hands can be, so depending upon your flexibility, your hands can be at your ankle, at your calf, or at the back of your thigh. But I want you to make sure that you're not forcing your leg straight and pulling your leg close to you. This is just a gentle movement to kind of assess how your hamstrings feel, how your calves feel. So at this point, we're just gently moving straight, bending it in for 5. We're just being observant of how your muscles feel. Do they feel tight? Do they feel open? 2 more. And then you're going to extend the right leg, bring the left toes onto the floor. Again, hands come back onto the hip bones. You're trying to keep the hips nice and square, so you don't want the right hip to lift off. And we're going to drop the left hip down, going to the side for 10 and up. 9, and up. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Inhale to bring it in, and exhale to spinal twist. Coming back to center, bringing the left ankle over the right knee, hands go through. Again, you have the option to either hug onto your thigh or your shin. Gently pulling in. And we're going to release, placing both feet down. Again, hip distance. Make sure the knees stay hip distance, arms by your side. We're going to squeeze the glutes, and we're going to slowly roll up through the spine as we inhale up. And exhale to lower down one vertebrae at a time. And we're going up for 2. Squeeze the glutes. Exhale down. 3. Get a nice stretch at the front of the body into the quads. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and the last one up, and we're pulsing up for 10. 9, ground your feet, squeeze the glutes. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and exhale to slowly release down. Inhale to raise your arms up above the head. Exhale, we're crunching all the way up. Coming onto all fours. You're gonna have your knees under your hips, palms under your shoulders. And we're gonna inhale to arch. Exhale, curl, pushing the floor away. Inhale to arch. Exhale to curl. Inhale to arch. Exhale, curl. 2 more. Inhale, arch. Exhale, curl. Last one. And from here, we're going to make a big circle with the chest, over the wrist, taking the shoulders all the way forward and all the way back into the hips. We're going 3 each side. 2 to the right and 3 to the right. Make sure you take the shoulders all the way ahead of the wrist. And we're changing directions, going the other way. For 3, 2, and 1. Again, coming onto all fours. This time you're going to bring your knees in. So my knees are together, my palms are still shoulder width apart, and we're going to make nice big circles with the knee. You're trying to get the knee in as much as you can. Open it out as wide as you can, all the way to the back and in. We're going for 4, 3, 2, and 1. We're reversing it, going the other way for 4, bringing it inwards. 3, 2, as big as you can, and 1. We change directions, going the other way for 4, with the other leg, my bad. 3, as big as you can. 2, 1, and we're reversing it, going the other way for 4, 3, 2, and 1. We tuck the toes under, pulling the hips back, downward facing dog. We're going to walk out the heels from side to side, stretching out the back of the hamstrings. . we have both heels pressing down, hips pulling back. Remember, if you have tight hamstrings, you're going to bend at the knees and pull the hips back. But if you have the flexibility, then you can keep your knees straight. And we're going to take 10 gentle pulses here through the shoulders, pulling the hips back for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And then we're going to slowly walk the feet forward in front of the mat. We're going to come in a hip distance apart with the feet. You're going to keep a slight bend in the knees as much as you need. Fold at the elbows and just relax the head. Shake the head out. Allow the elbows to hang just loose. And with every breath, we're just trying to get our elbows closer to the floor. So inhale. And exhale, reaching further down. Inhale. Exhale, reaching further. Inhale. Exhale, reaching further. 2 more breaths. Inhale. Exhale. Feel the stretch at the back of the hamstrings. Make sure you shift your weight forward as well at the front of the feet. So you don't want to have your weight all the way back on the heels. Shift it forward. Feel the weight in your toes. Feel the weight in the balls of your foot. And release. Inhale. And as you exhale, keep the head relaxed. Keep the arms relaxed. Dead weight. You're going to roll up through the spine. Nice and easy. Coming to the front of the mat, we're going to have our feet together. Inhale, taking the arms up, nice deep stretch. Exhale, forward. You're going to bend at the knees, all the way down to the floor. Inhale, up to a half lift. Exhale to step back into your high plank. We're holding this for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Knees down. Keep the hips up. Exhale, allow the chest to touch the floor first, and then we slide forward. Release the toes. Inhale up to cobra. Really opening up the hips. Exhale, pull back to downward facing dog. From here, we're going to keep reaching our belly button towards the thigh. And as you inhale, we're going to come up onto the balls of the feet. Exhale to lower down. Inhale up. Exhale down. Inhale up. Exhale down. 2 more. Inhale up. Exhale further back down into your downward facing dog. Last one. Inhale up. Exhale down. You're going to inhale to step or jump forward, lifting the head and chest. Halfway. Exhale all the way down. Inhale out and up into a nice big arch. You can grab hold of your wrist. Extend, pull up, yawn, take it into the spine, and then exhale forward again. Depending upon your flexibility, you can keep a bend in the knees or straighten the knees. Inhale to lift up, half lift. Exhale to step or jump back to a high plank. From here, we're going to go into one set of shoulder taps. So your shoulder taps for now, option 1 is to do it on all fours. I'll show you the diagonal. When you're on all fours, you're just going to keep your weight even and tap each shoulder. I do not want to see, however, you don't want to be here with the shoulders lifting off. So we go into shoulder taps on all fours. Option 2, if this is comfortable for you, is to take your hands and shift your weight forward. So you're almost like you're doing a push-up with your knees. Hands down. Option 3 is to have the knees off and go into a shoulder shrugs, shoulder taps. But again, in this position, you do not want your body just twisting from side to side. You want to try and keep your body as stable as possible. Shift the weight and then tap. Yeah, so we're going for 8 on each side. So you can choose either variation. 1, 2, or 3, whatever's comfortable for you. We're going for 1, 2, and left. 3, and left. 4, left. 5, and left. 6, and left, 7, and left, and 8, and left. Knees down, exhale, chest down, slide forward. Inhale up to cobra, opening up the chest, opening up the back, and exhale, pulling all the way back to downward facing dog, lengthening out in the hamstrings. We're gonna bend at the knee and open the right knee up to the ceiling like a book. And we're staying there for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. You're gonna inhale back to center, extend the leg up as high as you can. Exhale forward, the right foot's gonna come to the outside of both your palms, okay? Keeping the hip down, we get a nice stretch. We're gonna inhale, lift the hip up. Now I'm rotating on both of my feet. So both of my feet are turning forward as I come to the side. Now in this position, again, this is gonna look different on different people's bodies. So you may have the ability to have your heel down as long as you're not struggling. So you should not feel like you're falling, but it's perfectly fine to have your heel off as well. And what you wanna make sure is that the knee is out, so it's not dropping in, and as well as the leg that's straight, your toes and your knee is facing the ceiling. And we're gonna stay here, use this elbow to push the thigh out, and then we're gonna lift the hip up. So I'm using my heels and I'm using my toes to lift my bum up and rotate back into center. Both my hands stay down, and I'm gonna try and lift this right leg straight back up to the ceiling. Bend at the hip. And again, we come forward, back into the lunge, and then lift the hip up, rotate in the toes to come back to the side. We're gonna try that 2 more times. So again, we go in, take your time, you can go as slow as you need to, lift up, and we open at the hip, and then we straighten up, and we step forward, and then we lift up in the hips to open to the side. We're gonna do 1 more of these. And rolling back in, both hands down, pull all the way back up, bend the hip, open up straight, stepping forward into the lunge. Lifting the hips up, rotating, and coming to the side. Now we're just gonna stay here and hold this stretch for a little bit. So you can either use your shoulder down to open up and get a nice big twist, or you can stretch the opposite way, whichever feels good to you, but don't allow this knee to collapse in. So you should not be here. Keep squeezing the booty, pushing it out. Take nice deep breaths. And then we're gonna use the palms down, lift the hips up, keep the knees going outwards as we drop down to the other side. Again, holding for a few seconds, and we're gonna lift the hip up to rotate in. Now we're going to the left side. So the left leg goes straight up to the ceiling, bend at the knee, open up at the hip. Nice deep breaths. And then we're gonna step forward into a nice low lunge. And lift the hip up, rotate, bring it out to the side. We lift the hip up, rotating back in. Get a nice deep stretch in the hip flexor on this side, and then we're gonna lift up, leg goes straight up, bend at the knee, open up at the hip. We're doing 3 more of these. Again, straightening the leg out and stepping forward, lift the hip up and rotate to the side. Use the elbow to push the left knee out. And again, remember, it's perfectly fine if your heel doesn't touch the floor. So if your heel is off, that is fine. Make sure that the right knee and toes are facing the ceiling. Again, we're gonna lift the hip up, bounce down into a lunge, straight up, bend at the knee, opening up the hip, and stepping back into a lunge and opening up to the side. We rotate back down. Last one. We're going up straight. Bend at the knee, opening up at the hip. And in. And lunge. And turn and open up at the hip. And again, we're going to hold this position. So again, you can lean into the side and open up for a stretch. Or you can lean the opposite way. Just staying for a few breaths. You can even just stay forward. And then place both hands down. You're going to lift the hips up. I'm turning my toes forward. So my toes are facing you. I'm going to inhale up to a half lift. So I'm going to keep my palms down. You can be on your fingertips as well. And then exhale, forward fold as far as you can. Again, in your forward fold, you can place your palms down. You have the option to hold onto your calves or your ankles or your thighs, or to walk the arms through the legs. And we're just going to stay there for about 5 deep breaths. Keep reaching the tailbone up towards the ceiling. Bringing the palms down. Again, we're going to lift up. Bring the hands halfway onto your hips. Inhale. Exhale. Press into the feet. Squeeze the glutes to come all the way up. Inhale. And exhale back to center. All right. If you need to grab a sip of water, you can before we continue. We're going to work on some seated poses, opening up the hamstrings. Again, if you have tight hamstrings, please feel free to keep that cushion or towel if you have a spare mat next to you. And for any of the seated poses, you are more than welcome to sit on that. All right, we're coming back to the front of the mat. Taking a nice deep breath. Inhale up. Again, you can grab hold of your wrist. Inhale, yawn, just stretch it up. And exhale, forward fold. Inhale, lift the head up. Exhale, stepping back to a high plank. Knees down. Exhale, chest up. Inhale, up. The cobra. Again, just opening up the body. Exhale, pull back to downward facing dog. From downward facing dog, you're going to bring your right leg forward, right in between your palms. We're just going to come into a lunge for a little bit on each side to open things up. Back leg down. You can keep the toes tucked or pointed, as per your choice. Lifting up into a lunge. Just taking nice deep breaths here. We're going to engage the inner thighs to squeeze, pull back, place your fingertips down, and getting a stretch in the leg. Again, we inhale forward, coming up into a lunge. Tuck the pelvis in. Make sure you're not leaning forward. You're actually just pushing the pelvis forward. And if you feel like you're wobbling left or right, which is perfectly normal in the beginning, you just got to squeeze your inner thighs, and over time, you'll build that stability. And we're going to pull back. Point. And again, lunge, stretching out the hip flexor. And we pull back and stretch. You're gonna inhale. If you're comfortable here, I mean, if this is your maximum, that's perfectly fine. You also have the option to stay on blocks, so you can be a little bit higher, so there's less pressure on your lower back. If you do have the mobility, or if you do have blocks, you're gonna inhale, exhale, you can walk your blocks forward. So I'm gonna use the mat. If you have blocks, you can keep your hands on the blocks and keep walking the blocks forward. So again, we go inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, and go to your maximum, wherever your max is, whether you're using the blocks or hands on the floor. Try and reach all the way forward. We're going to stay there for 10 counts. And then we're going to lift up. We're going to turn your toes outwards, bring both hands to the inside, and we're going to lunge forward. Again, option 1 is to stay up here on your fingertips. Option 2, you can come down onto one forearm and one palm. And option 3 is to be on both palms. Just allowing the hips to open up. And lifting back up. Nice deep breath. Pulling back. We're going to sweep the right leg around and bring it back, just stretching once in child's pose. Lengthening out through the spine, taking 2 or 3 nice deep breaths. And then as you roll up, we're going to bring the other leg forward. So we're going to bring the left leg forward in between the palms. Again, you can tuck or point the back toes, coming up into a lunge. Just tucking the pelvis forward. Again, whenever it comes to any stretches that we are doing, which is quite a bit of our class, you really want to work with your breath. So wherever you're feeling that energy is stuck, or your emotions are stuck, or your body feels stuck, just breathe into it. Or pull the hips back. Straighten out the front leg. And lunging forward. Tucking the pelvis in. And pulling back. Straightening the front leg. And again, we go lunging forward. And pulling the hips back again. Only go as far as is comfortable for you. So again, remember, you can use your hands on your blocks. You can keep your palms closer to you. Last one. And then we pull the hips back. And as you inhale and exhale, we're going to walk the hands forward. Again, remember, your hands can be on the blocks. You can also stay here. You don't have to go forward. But if you have the mobility, then you're slowly going to walk your hands on the blocks or on the mat forward. Nice deep breaths. And we're bringing both hands on the inside. You're going to turn your toes outwards and lunge forward. Again, option 1 is to stay on your fingertips. Option 2 is to come down onto one forearm and one palm. And option 3 is to come down onto both forearms, sorry. Again, just nice deep breaths. Coming back up onto your palms, shifting the weight onto the right knee. You're going to swivel the left leg out and around. Again, pulling the hips back into child's pose. And bringing your palms close to you, pulling the hips all the way back, downward facing dog. Again, let's lengthening out through the spine. We're staying here for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Rolling forward. And we're going to cross the legs under, coming into a nice seated position, extending both legs out in front of us. So again, for all the seated positions, if you have that cushion next to you, or if you have a pillow, a folded towel, any of those things, you can use that to sit on it to release the pressure from your lower back. So one way to test if you need the cushion or not, you're just going to have your legs straight out. And if you can sit about somewhere here comfortably, if you're forward, it's great. But if you're here comfortably without using too much effort, then it's fine. But if you feel like your spine is rolling back and you're really struggling and there's a lot of pressure in your stomach or your lower back to keep yourself seated straight, then you need to sit on a cushion or a towel or anything that you can put under you. All right, we're going to have both legs out in front of us. You can keep your fingertips behind, engage the core, engage the shoulders, and we're going to flex the toes, which is flexing and pointing through the ankles. And then point ball of the foot and point the toes. Squeeze the quads. We're going to lift the toes up, pull back. Exhale forward. Inhale back. Exhale, point through the toes. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Flex, reach up, arms up. Inhale. Exhale over. As far as you can go. So again, if you feel like you can't yet reach your ankles or something you're working on, that's great. If you have a yoga strap at home, you can wrap it around your ankles and pull forward. If not, you can hold onto your calves or the back of your knees and then gently pull forward from the belly button. So not from the chest. We're not rounding the spine. We're pulling forward through the navel. And we're going to stay forward for 5, 4, 3, 2. Inhale out and up. We're going to change the left leg and bring it into the side of the thigh. So again, I'm going to give you 2 variations. Variation 1 is to have the left foot in the side of the right thigh. So that's variation 1. Variation 2, if you are comfortable with this, instead, you can take the ankle and place it into the top of the thigh. You actively press the knee down, actively flex the foot. You're lifting up and over. lifting out and up again with the arms. And release. Now try as much as possible to extend the left leg without really using your hands. If you need to use your hands, you can. But if you can engage the muscle to just lift and extend it out, you're going to try that. Same thing to bring the right foot in. Try and bring it in as much as you can without using your hand. Then if you need a little bit of an adjustment, you can use your hand. So again, option 1 is to have the foot at the side of your thigh. Option 2 is to have it on top. Now, for me, I can't bring it in any closer than this without using my hands. So for the last part, I'm just going to pull it in. We're going to flex the left foot. Inhale, lift the belly up and over. Exhale, forward. And again, we're going to inhale, extend all the way out and up. We're going to extend both feet out. Inhale, exhale, forward fold. And again, we're going to inhale, lifting out and up. Exhale, we're going to bring the right leg over. You can bend the left knee underneath as well. So I'm going to face forward so you can see this. Option 1, we're going to hug the leg, lift and twist the body over. And if you can, you're going to get that arm out. You're going to inhale, lift and twist, getting the elbow across, twisting over. Nice deep breaths. Twist a little bit deeper at every exhalation. And we come back to center. We're going to cross one ankle above the other, and we're going to stretch forward. Reaching the arms forward, stretching it out, taking a deep breath in. As you exhale, you're going to roll up through the spine. Again, we're going to extend. So again, from this position, try to undo your legs as much as possible without using the arms. We're going to try and straighten the leg out. Try and straighten the other leg out, both legs straight. Again, arms up. Inhale, exhale, over. Keep pulling the crown of the head towards your toes. So we're not going down, we're going forward with the energy. And slowly lifting back up. We're going to cross the right leg under, left leg over. Again, hug and twist. And if you can, you're going to inhale, take the arm out and over, get the elbow all the way across, and then lift and twist. Nice deep breaths as you twist a little bit deeper with every exhalation. And then coming out of it, crossing the left leg over, knee to knee, and going forward with the arms. As you inhale, walk the fingertips away from you. And exhale and slowly round up through the spine. Again, trying to extend both legs out in front of you without using your hands as much as possible. Inhale up, exhale, forward fold. And every time you go into your forward fold, you're trying to just be observant of how your body's responding. Is it going a little bit deeper? Do your hamstrings feel a little bit open? Do they feel more tight? And inhale out and up. All right, going into side pose, I'm going to face this way just so I can show you. Again, if you feel any pressure on the knee for this one, because this is a more, like a little bit of an advanced pose, just please sit on a cushion. So I'm going to keep the left leg straight, the right leg bends behind me. Now I'm not having it open up to the side. It's just about one fist distance away from my left knee. So there's a very little gap. And you tuck the toes under, nice and close. We're going to inhale up and over and exhale, forward fold. And again, we inhale out and up. Again, if possible, you're going to try and untuck the leg on its own. Exhale forward again. Inhale out and up. We're going over to the left side. I'm just going to change sides so that you can see. Bringing the left foot in. The right leg is flexed. Again, you want to make sure that you're also sitting evenly on both butt cheeks. You're not tilting over to one side. If you are, use that cushion. Don't be afraid to use props. I know that a lot of people think that props are for beginners, but that's not true at all. I use a lot of props in my own training. So again, lifting up and over with the hips to go forward. And we lift out and up. Again, try to extend the left leg as much as possible without using the arms, both feet forward. Inhale and exhale, forward fold. And then we're going to inhale to lift up. This time we're going to bend the left leg where we're opening it up to the side. So this time I'm facing forward. I've got the left knee open to the side, the right leg out to the right side. And I'm going to place my left hand down on the left thigh and twist my chest open. This leg is active and flexed. I'm twisting my chest open to the ceiling. Again, I'm going to inhale, exhale, go a little bit deeper. Inhale, exhale a little bit deeper. Only go as far as you can. If you can't get your elbow all the way to the floor, that's perfectly fine. If not, you're going to use your fingertips. Don't collapse in the shoulder. Push, lengthen, and keep twisting the chest over to the ceiling. You can take your left arm over as well, and you can point the toes. And if you can, reach over all the way. I know that this is a little bit of an advanced stretch, so you don't have to go all the way over. It's just an option for those of you that can. And we inhale to lift out and up. Exhale, hand down on the front of the knee. Spinal twist in the opposite direction. And we change sides. Folding the right leg in. Left leg out. Right hand comes down to the right thigh. Left hand comes on the inside of the left thigh or shin. Try not to hold the knee. And we're going to rotate. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale a little bit lower. Remember, we're only going as far as it's comfortable for you. And the thing that you want to focus on is twisting the chest away. Again, inhale, exhale a little bit lower. You can take the other hand over if you'd like. And if you can grab hold of the toes again, this is just an option. You don't have to do the stretch. And again, we're going to inhale out and up. Right palm comes down onto the right thigh, and we're going to twist in the opposite direction. And then you're going to bring your palms down. We're going to twist, rotate, coming into pigeon pose on the right side. Again, make sure your hips are squared. So if your foot is all the way forward, but your hips are sinking to one side, you're going to pull that ankle in and twist the hips down. And we come forward onto our forearms, onto our forehead on the mat. Slowly lifting up, bringing your palms down at the side of you, tuck the back toes under. We're going to pull all the way back to downward facing dog, walking the hips out side to side, pulling the hips back, and then taking the left leg forward into pigeon pose, the other side for our last stretch, and we come forward onto our forehead. If you feel like your body opens up in this position as you're sitting here, and if you feel like you're stuck up here as you breathe, as your body opens up, try to take your arms a little bit forward and a little bit more and a little bit more with each breath. So really allowing the hips to open up just with the weight of your body. And then again, you slowly lift back up, palms down, tuck the toes under, pull back, downward facing dog, and we're just walking the hips up. Again, the last pose, both heels pressing down and pulling back with the hips, staying for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Coming forward onto the knees, into a cross-leg position. We're going to lie down. The last thing that we're going to be doing to end is a set of leg raises. So you're going to have your feet out in front of you. Inhale. Exhale to lower down. Nice and easy. We're going to tuck the hands under the hips. You're going to have your legs up. It's perfectly fine if you have a slight bend in the knees, but if you can, since we worked on our hamstrings, I really want you at the top to try and straighten out your legs wherever that may be. Maybe that's here, maybe that's here, maybe that's here, but engage the quads, engage the hamstrings, and really stretch. And we're going to go down for 10. Don't go too low, so only go as far as you can control and that your lower back stays on the floor. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Hugging the knees into the chest. And keeping both knees together, we're going to drop both knees over to the left, going into spinal twist on the right. And into center and over to the other side. We come back to center. Again, feet down. We're going to inhale, exhale, lifting the hips up. And we're just holding here for 10, 9, 8, 7. Feel the stretch at the front of the hips because we worked a lot of these muscles. 5, 4, 3, 2. And as you exhale, we're going to keep the hips up. Try to come down slowly, one vertebrae at a time, starting with the upper back, going into the mid back, into the lower back, and the tailbone, all the way down. You're going to inhale, extend the legs and arms out. Nice big stretch. And exhale over to the right. Coming up through the floor. All right. Thank you so much for joining me today. I hope you have a good start to your week.